How's it going, fellow reefers? As always, God bless you and thank you for being here. I'm Gage and this is Candy Coral Aquatics. If you're new to my channel, please think about subscribing and hitting that notification bell. This is where I talk about all things reefing, but more importantly, where I share the information I've gathered on my tank with you guys to help you become better hobbyists at this hobby we call reefing. So today, guys, I just want to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed because we finally hit 1,000 subscribers. We did that about a week or so ago, about 2 weeks ago, I want to say. So now we're over 1,000, but I just want to say thank you very much to everybody that has subscribed and comes back to my channel to watch my videos, because it's a huge milestone for the channel. You know, I'm really proud that we've hit 1,000 subscribers, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. So thank you very much for that. What I want to talk about today, guys, is I am back to work, so I'm like driving all over again. So I'm going to still try my best to pump out videos for you guys, but just know that some of them are going to be kind of like this. I might be in a parking lot somewhere, or maybe I'm driving down the road. Things are going to be a little bit mobile. But I will be doing updates on the tank, and I still will be pumping out videos on the tank. Those are just going to have to be more on the weekends than during the week like before. So today I want to talk to you guys about changes and what to expect in this channel and kind of some things that I'm doing with my tank. So as far as the changes are concerned, I started dosing Nopox. So I'm running a couple different experiments right now. Well, yeah, a couple different experiments. So first experiment is I'm going to be dosing Nopox by Red Sea. You guys can go ahead and look that up if you're interested in what it is and what it can do. But basically, it is probably the best form of carbon dosing that there is. So carbon dosing has been used a long time in this hobby, and it's well known to help control nutrients as well as promote coral, growth and coloration. However, not all carbon dosing is the same, and carbon dosing can be extremely dangerous or non-productive if you don't do it appropriately. So this method with going with Nopox, this formula that Red Sea actually made, one of their lead scientists made this formula, and it's actually designed to basically administer a complete form of carbon dosing for the live bacteria that's in the tank. Lots of people use sugar, vinegar, vodka, but this is really dangerous to do because it doesn't actually provide a pure and complete carbon source, if I'm remembering this information correctly. And sometimes if you don't do that, what people have reported is, cyanobacteria growth. They've actually reported where their phosphates might go down, but their nitrate stays the same, or vice versa. So what Nopox is designed to do is to complete that cycle. It's to provide a complete source for this nitrifying bacteria. So it actually lowers both nitrate and phosphate, reduces the algae, increases coral growth and coloration, etc., etc. So we're carbon dosing on the tank. Second thing that we're going to be doing is high nutrient import as well as export. So you can't run, I guess I want to choose my verbiage carefully here, on the nicest Acropora tanks, coral tanks I've ever seen, they're combining high nutrient import with high nutrient export. So technically they are a low nutrient system as far as testing is concerned, but they're actually putting a lot of nutrients into the tank, and it's being absorbed by the corals, and then the rest of it is actually being exported because they have a lot of filtration going on. So it's not that they're not dosing or not feeding, they're actually just doing a lot of import and a lot of export. So this is leading me to believe that through carbon dosing plus filtration and water changes, and then adding a large amount of nutrients to the tank, like fish food, coral food, as long as we're dosing appropriately and removing those excess nutrients before they have a chance to build, we're actually theoretically creating the perfect environment, if you will. So there's plenty of nutrients in the water for the coral to grow and to thrive. So they have a chance to absorb that, and then we're also removing anything extra left over and making it technically a low nutrient source or a low nutrient tank, if this is making sense, by our carbon dosing and our large nutrient export through filtration and water changes. So that's what I'm going to be trying. And then the last thing I'm experimenting with is I'm actually going to be taking my tank and removing all the substrate. So it's going to go from a sand bed to a bare bottom system. I've never had a bare bottom system, and the reason that I want to do this is all the videos that I've seen and information that I've watched and read says that, this is a really big bug, says that bare bottom tanks just appear to be healthier and more stable overall. Reason being is when you're first cycling a tank, and you're using that live sand bed, you're really only using it for one reason, which is to help cycle the tank, because it has nitrifying bacteria in it, right? It's live sand, it's got bacteria in it. But as time progresses, it really does become a nutrient trap. So you have this breakdown of organic matter and nutrients that are contained within the sand bed. So when you're talking tanks that are 7, 8, 9 years old, or you know, they're just old tanks or older tanks, they have a lot of stuff that is trapped within that sand bed. And they don't even have to be 7, 8 years old. They might be only a couple of years old, and if the owner, you know, feeds a lot, there's a chance that there could be a lot of stuff built up in that sand bed. So they're just really, when you think about it, they're not very clean. And there's things that some tanks can go through called old tank syndrome, where things in that sand bed that have been collecting for a long time get released, and it actually causes tank crashes. So I'm going to get rid of all the sand as time progresses, do a little bit every week, remove it all from the system, and then, you know, we're going to be carbon dosing, and then we're also going to be doing that large nutrient import, nutrient export method. And based on what I've seen from other reefers that do this, I mean, some of the nicest Acropora tanks I've ever seen, that's what they're doing, and they all run bare bottom. Just supposed to be easier to clean, supposed to be more stable. Once you get your parameters in check, there really isn't a whole lot to throw them off, because the sand bed can actually, it can either buffer things, or it can actually, you know, suck things out of the water column. So we're just gonna go bare bottom and kind of see what happens. So that's really it, guys. I just wanted to update you kind of on some of the things that I'm gonna be experimenting with. I've only been dosing the Nopox for about 2 weeks now. So it's still kind of too early to tell if it's doing anything or not. I'm actually thinking about maybe running some ICP testing on my tank just to see what the levels actually are, because a lot of our test kits are hobby grade test kits. They do a pretty decent job, but I've actually seen instances where people will test their tank and they're reading 0 nitrates, but then when they do an ICP test, it's actually came up as they do have nitrates. But you know, it's so hard to tell with the test kits that we have. So I'm thinking about maybe doing an ICP test while doing these other experiments to see exactly what's going on within the tank. But that's what we're going to be doing, guys. So stay tuned, and I will be updating you as stuff progresses, and I'll let you know how it goes, which hopefully it goes really, really well. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And if there's anything you guys want me to talk about, discuss, or experiment with, let me know, and I'll do my best to get that done for you. Until next time, guys, take care and God bless.